Welcome to PAB 2011.
First off, I'd like to jolt, 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 transferring my energy to you all. So, good morning. So, transcoincidentalism, I don't know what it means either. Actually, this is the whole process of trying to understand what this word means. You come up with a word and you're not sure what exactly it is. You've got something there, and the whole process of defining it is kind of what lead me here today. You know, it's been quite a journey. I'm going to relate this idea of transcoincidentalism to a little bit about transmedia and kind of get into kind of literary techniques and how, you know, the future of storytelling is kind of changing, and we have to kind of figure out where to go. So I've decided that transcoincidentalism kind of means coincidence by design. We kind of take coincidence for granted. You know, there are no coincidences, and, you know, everything happens for a reason. But which I don't buy sometimes. I kind of think everything happens for meaning, maybe, instead of just a reason. So trans media is this kind of buzzword that everyone's been kind of talking about, and they don't quite understand what it is either. But one of the definitions I've heard was that it's a story that is told in multiple different mediums. It kind of exists in different spaces, kind of creates a mesh that the audience can kind of get into and experience a deeper, more fuller kind of, you know, interaction with the story itself. So we're moving into this period where we're kind of dissolving the boundary between the author and the audience. A lot of literary techniques kind of bring the audience in, you know, getting lost into the story. But now we have, you know, with our technology, the ability to put the audience right at the center of the story and kind of build around that environmentally, you know, whether it's, you know, having maybe augmented reality where different layers kind of show up and you can kind of follow a story as you walk through a city. Things can be told to you in multiple different ways. So when you put the audience in the position of being the center of the story in this kind of happening, this moment, this experiential position, story kind of dissolves. When you're in the moment, you're not experiencing a story, you're experiencing sensation and perception, something that a story kind of is a translation of that experience. Something happens later on kind of as a reflection on these events. You kind of create this meaning to kind of carry that experience to other people, right? So when you're in this position as an author or an artist or a designer, you have to think about being ahead into the future almost. You're kind of time traveling. You have to get to a position of the story to kind of set up the scene for that audience member to kind of walk into and experience firsthand the things you kind of set up like breadcrumbs along a path. So you've got to anticipate the effects of the story that you're trying to set up. As they say, you know, we're all storytellers, but, you know, it's better to show than to tell. So we're kind of story showers in a way. So we have to kind of jump into the future, lay the groundwork, and allow the experience and the story to emerge coincidentally from the audience. So Edgar Allan Poe was famous for many things, but he invented the detective story. And one of his techniques was to concentrate and emphasize the effect that he wanted to achieve in his story, and then build the characters and the plot and the setting out from that, all to support the effect he wanted to create. Kind of like The Sixth Sense. There's that huge twist at the end that totally changes the entire, you know, makeup of the story, that profound epiphany, the effect that M. Night Shyamalan wanted to create. The trouble with that is that effects easily fall into cliche, and that's why we have to be very creative and come up with many different ways to achieve that effect. Okay, I'm here still. I want to finish up with a quote from Alfred Hitchcock. He differed from detective stories and that kind of whodunit mystery because he didn't like withholding information for the audience. He wanted the audience to have all the information. So he would create a scene where you'd be tied to a chair. You have a man tied to a chair, and you put a bomb underneath the chair, set to go off in 5 minutes, and then you make the audience wait. Thank you very much.